Monsterland. Keep your mind under your bed. Monsterland.
Welcome to Monsterman.
Hi.
Big show. Look at we got a guest.
Handsome young man.
He is handsome.
I'm all right.
I think he's gorgeous. The man that's sitting here with us is author Tim Meyer. Who's Tim Meyer, you might ask? I'm going to tell you who Tim Meyer is. He's a hotshot young horror author who has written one of my favorite horror books of the last few years, In the House of Mirrors.
Thank you.
But that's not all he's written. He's also written Worlds Between My Teeth, The Thin Veil, the Demon Blood series, and most importantly, the Sunfall series with co-authors. Let me see if I get the names right. Mm-hmm. Chad Scanlon and Peter Draper.
You got it.
You all right. And others. There was a lot. I was like, we just recently shared a book signing together at a brewery down in the Pine Barrens, and I was shocked by how many books you had on that table.
I know. It's been pretty a prolific couple of years for me.
It was good to see, man, because good-looking books, and you had people who were really digging it.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So, welcome to the show, Tim Meyer.
I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Longtime friend of the show. It's about time.
I know. This is one of my favorite podcasts to watch, so I'm pretty excited to be here.
Oh, well, I forgot to mention Tim has no taste.
No, none.
But it's like the kid who gets a job at McDonald's and he's all excited, and then pretty soon he just doesn't want to eat McDonald's anymore. He's sick of it.
Yeah, that's all my friends growing up. So, especially Wendy's.
Yeah,
we are, but we both. Are you on it too? I have the honor of being on the. I have a blurb on In the House of Mirrors. As far, like,
yeah, you guys both have blurbs on there on the back jacket. When I redid the cover, I used blurbs from your guys' reviews, and
I was honored by that. Thank you.
Well, thanks.
Do you have my copy, Jeff?
No. I don't think I have a copy with the blurb. I think I have a copy without the blurb. I got to get the blurb.
Oh, well, I'll have to correct that for you.
I got to look. It's probably in I have a special cabinet where I keep copies that I really like. It's probably in there.
Cool.
But then I wanted to hit myself because I was with you Friday night and I didn't grab any of your books while I was
I know.
Like
I did the same thing. I did the same exact thing. There were so many books I wanted to grab, and I was like, oh.
Because I was just going to say, hey, you want to do book exchange? You want this? I'll give you that. And then forgot it. So
that happened. There was a lot of beer involved because since we're at a brewery, so I could see how things got a little messed up.
I only drank one. I was teetotaling.
Not me.
Not you. So Friday when we go to the Chuck Buddha signing.
Yes.
Bring some with you.
I'll bring some books.
Do it there.
So now you guys were in New Jersey, and were you in the Pine Barrens on the outskirts?
We were pretty much in the Pine Barrens. It was like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, dude, it was stars at night, man. You looked up, you're like, wow, I never know there were that many stars in the sky because it was
lots of trees.
I have to ask the obligatory: did you see the Russian from The Sopranos running around anywhere?
Tim and I were lost in the woods, and we ate ketchup packets in the abandoned car.
Yeah,
it was all good.
Oh, that was a good night. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, you know what? For a little tiny brewery, there were people there who came to buy books.
Yeah,
it was great.
I know. There's a few that came just for you too. That was like really awesome. A couple people
Wait, they weren't drunk already, and they came.
No,
wow.
They one guy came in and he was like, "I got to go to a football game. I need a book." And I'm like, "Oh, cool. Like, which book do you want?" And he's like, "The Jersey Devil book." And then I directed him towards Hunter. And he came in just for the book.
That's a new thing I have going lately. The last few signings I've done, I've had spouses send their husband or wife because they can't make it to get the book. So they just come, get the book, and leave.
That was funny.
That's awesome by me. I'll take it.
Yeah.
So,
let me jump in here. So,
yeah,
Tim is a Jersey guy.
Unfortunately, yes.
The Dirty Jers. And Hunter, you have a book, The Jersey Devil.
Yes.
So we are celebrating the fine state of New Jersey. Here on election night, we're filming this.
Oh, God.
So this episode goes out to Chris Christie and the traffic at the George Washington Bridge.
This could have been your election if it wasn't for that, brother.
And the body of Jimmy Hoffa under the Meadowlands.
So yeah, because we have Tim here, who is a Jersey guy, I figured let's talk about the monsters of Jersey, monsters and mysteries of Jersey, because I've spent a lot of time in Jersey lately, and everywhere I go, people are telling me stories.
Well, now there's that weird New
stuff.
England book, but the first one I ever saw was Weird New Jersey.
Yeah, I think Weird New Jersey was actually the first, if I'm not mistaken.
There was like a magazine.
Yeah, and then they started doing like other states in the area. I think like Pennsylvania was next, and I think there's a New York one too.
There's a New York. There's a bunch, but they're based in New Jersey. They're from Jersey.
Yep.
And New Jersey is not just about chemical plants and mobsters. There's a lot. And when I went to the Pine Barrens, it made me realize how much stuff could be in New Jersey undetected for centuries if it needs to be.
Yeah, if there's a redeeming quality to New Jersey, it's that we have everything here. We got the shore, we have the Pine Barrens, which is just woods, cities, countries, farms. It's like a mixture of everything you get in America. So I think that's the reason why a lot of people like living here.
Yeah.
Let me tell you one of the greatest New Jersey moments of my life. I know this girl who lived in the Red Bank area.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah. Somewhere down that neck of the woods. Asbury Park. And so I'm driving to her house, and I pass by this sign that says the Shark River Golf Club. I'm like, oh. So I get to her place, and we were sitting out on her back porch, which overlooked this like river that met the ocean.
Oh,
yes, beautiful view. And I'm like, what is Shark River Golf Club? I got to get a shirt. That's amazing. What a great name. And she's like, oh, this is the Shark River. And as she starts to explain it, my eyes bug out. I go, wait a minute. Is this like Shark Week? Is this where the bull shark? Is this the whole where Jaws came from thing? And she's like, yeah. And she hadn't realized it. She's a big Jaws fan. When I started explaining, I go, wait, so the Asbury Park's right over there. I said, so the whole, like, when you, like, look at what inspired Jaws, it was here. Like, there was shark attacks in New Jersey, and then there was a shark got into the river, and they think it might have been a bull shark. And I go, you live on this river? So I was like, having this moment. I'm like, oh, my God, I'm on a bucket list spot, and I didn't even know it.
Yeah. Did you get your shirt?
No, I didn't. I got to go find it.
But you were there. You have a story. You have a memory.
I had a great time.
Yes.
Well, you know what's funny? We were in the Pine Barrens. Now, the Pine Barrens, it's over 1 million acres of
huge
protected land. And while we were out there, one guy and his wife came up, and they were talking, and he saw a Bigfoot. And he's a middle-aged guy, and he was telling me about how he saw a Bigfoot by his house. And the sighting actually got the attention of Matt Moneymaker from Finding Bigfoot. Moneymaker contacted him and has been out there to investigate that particular sighting. So I thought that was really cool. I was like, all right, well, I got a Bigfoot story out of this. And an hour later, another guy's telling me how he was doing four-wheeling at night. He does it a lot with his buddies. I'm sure there's a lot of alcohol involved. And they're driving. He says, I'm coming over a rise, he goes, and there is just this giant creature standing on its hind legs right in the road. And he goes, I just kind of like drove around it and then just gassed it. And his buddy behind him, he's trying to catch up with him. And he says, we get like, a mile away. And he goes, I stop. And I'm like, so yeah, he says, buddy comes up to him and he says, did you see that? And he's like, yeah, man, I saw that. It was huge. It was like 7 feet tall, just standing there. So just bizarre that there were two people who had personal Bigfoot stories while I was out there. And then I researched more and I found out that there's a lot of Bigfoot sightings. And, well, maybe not as many as in, say, East Texas or Washington State, but there's quite a few.
That's pretty cool.
Did you know of any out there?
No. The craziest monster story I ever heard was one of my friends from high school told me a story where he was driving down a back road. And in the middle of the road, he saw this giant lump just laying in the middle of the road. And when he turned his brights on, these wings just like spread. And he said the wingspan was the size of both lanes. It was a 2-lane road. And then it just like flew away. So
Well, that's like Mothman.
Or
yeah.
Oh, so you
Kind
think
of.
Jersey Devil,
That's what
Mothman, Thunderbird?
that's what he said. He's like, oh, it was a Jersey Devil, but he didn't really see like horns or he didn't get a good view of the face. But he
Right.
said the wings were huge.
Oh, that's freaky, man.
He also could have been on acid at the time, so I don't really know.
Well, let me ask you, especially you, Hunter, you cryptid nerd.
Yeah.
Bigfoot is pretty much like reported all over the place. So
Yes.
if he exists, in the cryptid lineup, he's probably the most likely to actually exist. Where does a Jersey Devil? Are there like actual sightings, or is it more of like a legend? Or are people still like saying that they see? Like that was a pretty good story right there. That could have been a Jersey Devil story. Is he? Is he still being spotted?
It's bottom heavy in legend. It's a legend that's almost 300 years old. There was a big flap in 1909 where the Jersey Devil was spotted all the way down to near Philadelphia for a period of a few days. There's less and less publicized sightings in modern day. Like the 60s, it kind of tailed off a little bit. However, again, when I was out in the Pine Barrens and we're just talking to people, I wasn't telling people I was writing a book necessarily. I did not find a single person who didn't believe in the Jersey Devil and didn't have a story that was either first person, second, or third person account of it. So, I guarantee whatever came out of Mama Leeds 300 years ago isn't the same thing, patrolling the skies and roaming around the woods. So, but trust me, you go out there at night, you will believe that the Jersey Devil exists. Because
It's a creepy place.
it's primordial. It's a primordial forest, man.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. But if I ever saw something that had bat wings, a horse's head, a cloven feet, a pointed tail, oh my god, I crap myself dead.
Well, if I'm at the brewery with you, it depends on how many beers I have. I might hit on it later in the night.
Hey, you're looking good there, Butterface.
Why don't we fly back to your place?
But yeah, that was kind of like when I had to write the Jersey Devil book. I was like, it can't be the same devil. It's got to be something else. So I had to find a way to explain to tell the history and then explain its absence and its reemergence. So that was the fun part of doing that book. That and killing
That's
people.
what I love about that book too. Like the way you like took the old lore and mixed it with like Hunter Shea kind of esque lore.
I shade it.
Yeah, you shade it, and it became like
shade
this
the bed.
awesome creature feature that you'd maybe see like on the Sci-Fi Channel or something. It was great. I love that book so much.
I'm going to create my own sci-fi channel, but instead of spending $10.99 on movies, I'm going to spend $11.99 to make it. We're going to take over the world. What monsters do you have you heard about in New Jersey that or you're familiar with that maybe other people don't know about?
Yeah, maybe not so much monsters, but there's a few spooky places that you can visit while visiting the Dirty Jers.
You're going to give us Clinton Road?
Yeah,
When you visit the Jers that is dirty.
Yeah. One of the most popular places is the Gates of Hell in Clifton, New Jersey. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that place.
Yeah, isn't that the name of the street? Is Gates of Hell?
I don't think so. No.
There's a street around there that has a name that's just hellacious.
Really?
Yeah.
This is, I understand, basically like a sewer system, and you like go down, and there's gates, and it opens up to this giant labyrinth of like sewer systems. And on the front of it, I guess somebody's graffitied the Gates of Hell on it.
Nice.
And it's supposed to be a portal to the underworld, but in reality, it's probably just a bunch of smelly, stinky sewers.
Which probably smells like hell.
Yeah. Well, it's in North Jersey, so it has to, right?
I'm sure there's a lot of urban exploring going on over there.
Oh, yeah.
We're
Definitely.
always looking for places to go to. So when you first started telling this, I'm like, ooh, I'm writing it down. We got to go there. And then you're like, oh, and it's a sewer. And I'm like, yeah, we cross this right off the
Cross
to-do
that one
list.
right out.
Ed Norton out?
Yeah, that's probably the most popular thing. There's also the Devil's Tree. I don't know if you're familiar with that one.
No. What's that one?
No, that one's I forget the name of the place, and I lost it on here. but it's basically a tree, I think in West Jersey. And it's this tree like in the middle of nowhere where they say that a father killed his entire family and hung them from the tree and then hung himself from the tree. And supposedly it's haunted. Like, no, when it snows, like there's no snow, all the snow just melts around it. And yeah, it's supposed to be like this crazy haunted tree in West Jersey.
Tree's running hot.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I was in Phillipsburg at Spin Me Round a few weeks ago, and somebody was telling me about a place in Jersey. It's like a place where you pull your car up to the water, and you sit the car by the water at after 11 o'clock at night, and he says you just sit there quietly, and you sit there for maybe 10, 15 minutes, and then turn on your defogger, and you'll see child handprints all over your windows. And it wasn't far. Phillipsburg is in West Jersey, and it wasn't too far from there. Yeah. I forget what the name of that place was, though. So if somebody sees this and knows it, drop a comment and let us know.
Yeah, definitely. The Devil's Tree is in Bernards, which I'm not too familiar where that is, but
There's a Devil's Tree in Port St. Lucie, Florida,
really,
that our buddy Keith Rommel wrote about.
That's the other book we both have blurbs on.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
that's right. 6 Degrees of Deviltry.
there's a few other ones. Another place that actually isn't too far from me, it's called Gravity Hill, and that's in Jackson, New Jersey. It's probably about a half hour, 45 minutes from me. My mother actually lives in Jackson. I can go visit it anytime I want. It's called Gravity Hill. It's actually a hill that when you park at the bottom of it and put your car in neutral, it actually pulls you back up the hill.
Wait a minute, I've seen this on YouTube.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not the only Gravity Hill. There's
There's
a
a
bunch
few.
of them
I've
around.
seen
Yeah,
Gravity Hill then.
yeah. It's and apparently it's doesn't really pull you up a hill. It's kind of like an optical illusion where it looks like you're downhill, but really you're uphill, and it's a little confusing. But yeah, I don't know. I've done it before many times, and it's pretty cool just to check it out.
It's got to be disorienting because
It is. It totally
like, what?
messes with your vertigo, and like you're just
Right.
like, what the hell is happening right now?
Is it like I know there's another one somewhere in the Midwest where you get that, but then when people look, there's like handprints on their bumper.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a story that goes with places like that, and there's one for that particular place too. Some with like a little girl who was murdered in the house at the corner of the hill. Because
Right.
it's in like almost like a development. There's like residential area to the left and right of you. And supposedly, yeah, a girl was murdered in that house. And then you're supposed to see the handprints on the wall on your rear view
Right.
here. So
I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind that.
A lot of
Yeah,
children
that'd be cool.
handprints going on in New Jersey. I'm gonna bring some
I know.
index with me.
Stop touching
Yes.
my car. It's my car,
Get your
man.
hands off my car.
that would explain all the car washes in New Jersey.
It's all the damn ghost
It's also
prints.
damn ghost children leaving their fingerprints all over the place.
One
Why
thing
you
that
gotta
always
kill
bothered me
kids?
about New Jersey: all the damn ghosts.
Hey, I want to ask you, Tim, did you ever hear that there was a sea monster spotted in New Jersey?
Was it named Chris Christie? No.
No, it wasn't when he
No.
was
That
on
was a beach
vacation.
whale.
Yeah, that wasn't his
Damn.
seaside trip. It was in
Yeah.
Cape May,
Really?
which is another coastal town. Cape May is like way down.
Way down. I
southern.
went to a
It's-
wedding there once.
Yeah, that's at the tip, the bottom,
Just the tip.
just a dip.
So, yeah, in the mid 1800s, there was a sea serpent that was actually reported by the New York Times. It was supposedly 100 feet long,
Wow.
spotted by people on land and fishermen on their boats.
Arg.
Which then brought me to, you probably, I don't know if you saw, this was like 2-3 years ago. Some dude in the Raritan River caught what they thought was a sea monster, and it was a big ass 4-foot lamprey.
I did see that. Yeah.
He speared it, and it's just got like that round mouth with the teeth
With
all
the
around
teeth.
it.
Yeah. It looks like a friggin' alien or something. Something out of like the alien movies.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it looks like the thing that's going to pop out of your guts
Yep.
after you've had your face hugged for a while.
Yeah.
And people were thinking it's some kind of monster, and other people were saying, well, there's no lampreys because lampreys, they're salt water, and it was caught in fresh water. But if you do a little research, lampreys will migrate to freshwater to mate, to lay their eggs. So I guess that's why it was there.
Nothing about lampreys.
You know, people say Loch Ness Monster is a lamprey.
Yeah.
Steve Alton, the author of The Loch, he wrote to me the definitive Loch Ness Monster book. It's not a true account. It's a fictionalized version, but in it he put his true theory of what he thinks it is, and it was giant ass lampreys. Kind of cool.
One thing I love about the whole Loch Ness thing is the fact that Aleister Crowley had the house on Loch Ness. Jimmy Page ended up buying it later.
Yep.
I was just reading about this the other day. Jimmy Page actually didn't go there much. He bought it, but I guess the house is burnt down, or there's a lot of fire damage now, but it's still there. I think you can buy it's for sale or something now.
Oh.
But like I think Aleister Crowley like used to do all kinds of spells and stuff there, and then he said he got out of control, and like I don't know the whole story, but like I think basically he left without settling things. And so he left like a spiritual mess in this area.
It's like walking away from a Ouija board without saying goodbye.
Right. Or,
goodbye.
Not logging off your computer before you leave work.
Yeah. Don't do that.
While you're tossing off at work. So what other strange stuff you got there in the land of the situation and Snooki?
Oh my God.
From New Jersey.
I'm so glad that's over, that show.
You ever see the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia when they go down to the Jersey Shore?
But that's like the most accurate depiction of New Jersey ever.
With the dogs on the beach and the ham.
It's pretty much like that on South Jersey beaches.
Oh, God.
At Chiller Theater, this guy, one of the vendors had a replica sign of the Castle Dracula sign from Wildwood, New Jersey, from the boardwalk.
Really?
The ride, whatever. It was like a funhouse thing. You got in a cart. And I'm like looking at it going, holy crap, I went to that like when I was 10, 13 maybe.
Right.
Like I'm like, oh God, Castle Dracula. Yeah, I remember it was a big thing. I almost bought the thing. I was just out of nostalgia. I was like.
Right. You know what place I always wanted to go to in Jersey? The Haunted Mansion at Long Branch.
Yeah.
Tim, you're too young to remember this. There were commercials it was just a haunted attraction year round. But the big thing was the headless woman. So there's a in the commercial there is a headless woman, and she's like, the hand smacks back when people go near. You're like, oh my God! And there's like tubes going in her neck with blood and stuff to keep her alive. Oh my God!
Literally, like you'd get home from school and like they would show commercials for the Haunted Mansion in Long Branch, and then every once in a while you'd see one for a place called Brigantine Castle.
Oh yeah.
And if you go on YouTube, you can I know you can find the Haunted Mansion commercial.
Yeah. Oh my God. Armand Rosamilia wrote a book kind of based on that. It was about Long Branch and stuff. Chelsea Avenue.
Chelsea Avenue, yeah. I haven't read it yet, but
good book.
List. Yeah.
Especially for like a guy like me that's full of nostalgia for the area. Even though I never went, it was like one of my dream places. It was like, where do you want to go when you grow up? I want to go to Loch Ness, and I want to go to a place where Bigfoot was, and I want to go to a Haunted Mansion at Long Branch.
Long Branch is an interesting area. Been there plenty of times.
What's it like?
It's kind of like ghetto. Mostly ghetto now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Even more fun.
Yeah. The crack house. Haunted crack house.
I'm the headless ashy crackhead.
So, I told this story in one of our very, very earlier episodes, but there was a show on like Fox or one of the Fox offshoots, Scariest Places in the World or something like that. One of those kind of paranormal shows, and it was, I think, like the woman from Poltergeist. This house is clean. She was a narrator.
Yes, I remember that show.
And they did a show about the Pine Barrens and the Jersey Devil, and I'm watching it, and they have these people, and they're, doing their investigation, and at one point they see like some. Like, it looked like, raccoon eyes at night or cat eyes. Right. And they hear some noises and they see some stuff. And the group that was doing it was called, like, the Jersey Devil Hunters or something like that. And they showed their website. So, like, the next day, I just randomly was like, I looked these guys up. And sure enough, there's a thing about their appearance on Fox. And it says, click here to find out the truth about what happened that night. And when I clicked on it, and I bet their website's still up.
Right.
It was basically like, we were so pissed off. The producers of the show were staging things, hiding in the woods, making noises, editing things. Like, they faked, like, the whole thing. Like, they just tell
TV
you
let me
flat out.
down.
Yeah, because it was like, the thing with the eyes was like, they're all like, and they're like, oh, that was totally edited to look. I bet if you look up the Jersey Devil Hunters, I bet you that site's still up.
There's a Jersey Devil Museum in Asbury Park.
Yeah, I actually tried to contact them when you wanted to do the signing, and they never
too.
responded. So, like, I don't think...
Same thing. If they weren't so far away, I would just drive there one day and be like, hey, here I am. But
yeah, it's actually not too far from me. It's probably like 40 minutes, but I don't know. They didn't respond to my email, so screw them.
If they're having some kind of festival it's December, but I'm doing something the same day, so
Yeah.
they're going to lose out on my business.
Is the hockey team named after the Jersey Devil?
Yeah,
Yeah.
New Jersey Devils.
That's how deep that lore runs in that that state.
Yep.
They named the hockey team after them. It's kind of cool.
That's very cool, because I was telling my father, and I was like, yeah, have you ever heard of the Jersey Devil? And he's like, I don't think so. Wait a minute, maybe I have or something. And I go, I think they named the hockey team after it. He goes, oh, yeah, okay.
Makes sense.
Let them know they came from UFOs.
The hockey
Jack
team?
and I have gone to MUFON events, and his father was at one with my mother at the same one.
That's right. He refers to you as the UFO guy.
There we go. Why not?
Why not?
I put this question out on Twitter last night when I was laying in bed with nothing better to do. If you had to dedicate your life to studying one thing, it could be ghosts, the afterlife, proving of the afterlife, or UFOs. Which would it be?
Ooh, that's a good one. Probably UFOs, just because I like the X-Files a lot, and I like science fiction. And I think out of those three things, that's probably the easiest one to maybe try and prove.
Right.
Because, I don't know, I don't really believe in ghosts much. And the afterlife, there's only one way to find out how that turns out, right?
It's very true.
So, UFOs, definitely.
I like your rationale.
Yeah.
I would actually go like the opposite. I would either go ghosts or the afterlife, and UFOs last. And it came in the mail today. I just ordered a book called, what is it called? Don't Worry, There Probably Is an Afterlife.
Oh, dude, I had that book.
I'd heard about it before, and I was like,
yeah,
I'm really curious. So I was just like, that'll be a fun read. So did you read it?
I did. It's actually good. It's fun. It's got parts where it's academic, but it's a good book.
But ghosts to me would be more fun. I mean, I've probably done more going investigating places. I'm skeptical of all of it, but I enjoy going to the places, and I love listening to the people who claim to have seen things, and the line between that person's nuts versus the 7 different people who haven't talked to each other all have the same story, and they didn't know what I was going to talk to them about when we started. What the hell is going on here? And that's happened a bunch of times. So I've never had any experiences with an actual ghost, but I've had so many conversations and people who say that they have, that for me that would be him included. So I think that would be, and I like that stuff better. With UFOs, I always feel like it's really interesting, but I bet most of the stuff that's going on was military stuff that they can't explain and other
To me,
stuff.
it only takes one time where it was right to change everything. You know, it's all it takes.
It's true.
UFOs would be more fun for me. I guarantee you, I would get so deep that I would see something or say something I shouldn't, and I would disappear. Guaranteed. So, for my safety of my life, I would study the afterlife, because to me, that's more important than anything else. You know, that is lasting. In fact, I just got a video with the Life After Death Project that I was watching the other day. It's It's a filmmaker who was friends with Forey Ackerman from Famous Monsters fame, and kind of like Forey Ackerman didn't believe in the afterlife, but since he died, he's been communicating with people on a regular basis. It was very interesting stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Tim, it's funny when you were saying that the only way to know for certain, we were talking about the election and the church and state and how, particularly the Republicans side, there's so many religious guys and they jam Jesus or religion into things and that can make other people uncomfortable and whatever. And once it's not your religion that they're talking about, you know, what happens then and things. And I actually said, I go, well, the other thing is, I go, I'm not going to question anybody's faith and try and tell you what's right and what's wrong. But all these people who are religious don't really know for sure.
Yeah.
So everything that they want to base their religion and their politics on, I go, is a guess.
Yeah, there's more evidence, hardcore evidence of UFOs and ghosts than there is of anything religious.
That's true.
Honestly. I mean, there are measurable effects of unidentified flying objects, regardless of what made them or what's behind them, than there is of any of these things that we talk about in the paranormal world.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes it so cool.
Yeah. That's why I would choose it, because it would be the easiest one to prove, probably.
Well, come on up to New York. Pine Bush, New York is the UFO capital of the Northeast.
Do it.
I used to go there in the 90s when it was illegal to look up at the stars.
Wow.
I was so sick of people up there. But now they have like a cafe. That's the Alien Cafe. And
Oh, yeah.
I'd totally go there. That'd be fun.
They had to monetize it, right?
Yeah, they do a festival every May now. So
it's
figured
one
out
or
a way
the
to-
other, because either a place is like Dudleytown in Connecticut, you can't go there, you'll get arrested, you'll get your car towed.
Right.
So they either like you can't go near it anymore, or it turns into a tourist attraction
Yeah.
and nobody goes there anymore.
You're saying that reminds me, Tim, in New Jersey, are there any stories? Now, this seems to be pervasive in most states. Was there a place in Jersey where, as a teen, people would talk about that was inhabited by little people who might have been albinos, who might have not liked people being there and wielding axes and chasing people off their land? Did you guys have anything like that in Jersey?
No.
No?
No.
You missed out on something.
Not to my knowledge, at least.
I've talked to people all over the place, and like that seems to be some weird myth of like small people. So a lot of them are albinos who kind of live in this little enclave, and if you try to step over, they will chase you out savagely.
Sounds like a Jack Ketchum novel.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
The woman.
Connecticut has something like that. They're like melon heads or something like that.
Oh, the melon heads. Yeah.
And they're right near where my sister lives. Like me and my brother-in-law were driving, and he goes, "Oh, the melon heads are like up that way." And it was like, "Oh, we got to just take a ride up there someday."
I think the melon heads are actually the offshoot of, there was an amusement park not far, and they built this little tiny village. It's long abandoned, but then this whole myth grew up around it of the melon. I think that's what it was. That's also where melon balls come
called
from.
the Melon Camp?
It was originally the Cougar Camp.
It was a small town.
They were taught to fear Jesus in a small town. Circling back.
Another boring romantic. That's me.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
Tim,
Yep.
out of all your books that were out, I forgot to ask you, what's the one that's out, like the newest release? Is it Words Between My Teeth?
Yeah, the short story collection, Worlds Between My Teeth, is the newest release. That came out back in May. And it basically collects some stuff I've had published in a couple of anthologies and magazines, new material that's never been published before, and then some stuff that was written way back when that I kind of revamped. So there's 12 short stories and then one novella in it.
It has a sexy cover.
Thank you.
Like the ladies must like that cover.
Oh, that's me.
Is that?
No.
You never know. I don't know what you do when you've got time on your hands.
Right? No.
The cool thing that you have though is the Sunfall series,
Yes.
because you write it like a series
Yeah.
with
it's-
episodes. It's like a TV thing.
Yeah, that was kind
It
of
works.
our original intent. We wanted to release it in episodes and do it like weekly, like a regular television show.
Right.
And it kind of didn't work out because we never hit our deadlines ever. So we decided to
There's
scrap that
three of
idea.
you. It's very
I
hard.
know. Yeah, it is. It was very difficult. So we kind of scrapped that idea and just adopted like the Netflix, just put them all in one book and then release them at one time. But
Right.
still keeping with that theme. Like each chapter is still like an episode. So you still get that.
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah, because each chapter is it's kind of like a self-contained story that a lot of them end on like a little cliffhanger.
Mhm.
Tell people what it's about, what the series is about.
It's basically about, well, it's post-apocalyptic and
Nipples hard.
basically, what?
Oh, my nipples really got hard.
Oh, geez.
I hear post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, it's post-apocalyptic, and it's basically the sun is responsible for burning people up and setting them on fire. And the first season, all our characters are trapped in this giant retail warehouse, kind of like a Costco or
Yeah.
a Walmart, and they're just trying to survive. And then there's a camp of cannibals on the outside trying to get to them. So
Jack, if you haven't read it, it's really cool. I loved when it started happening and they're at the water park.
yes,
I'm like, they're so vulnerable. They're all in bathing suits at the water park and the sun is their worst enemy.
yep,
Cool.
They're just erupting into flames. It was really cool.
yep, yeah. The first episode, which is actually you can read it for free on Amazon. Like the first half of it is all like little vignettes, little stories, just to get you like immersed in the world. So it was pretty cool. We each like took like 3 or 4 different ideas and wrote them, and
Right.
we all kind of combined them. It was pretty neat the way it came out.
I'll tell you, somebody who reads as much as I do and is getting as old as I am, I can read a book and finish it tomorrow, and then by Friday, if you ask me anything, I'm like, I don't know. Like, what was the book about? I don't know. It was
I don't know.
some Irish dude.
We
you
are
know.
the complete like opposites. It takes me forever to finish a book, but I will
Yeah.
read like 3 books at once. So I'll have like a horror novel going, and then I'll be reading like a business book or something like that. Like I have different topics totally, and I'll be like, I'll read a few chapters of this one. I must have ADD or something like that.
Plus
I
the-
do that. I do that now. I read like 3 books at once. I never used to be able to. I used to have to like read one and then finish it before I moved on to the next one. But now I'm able to multitask. So
I have my new record going on right now, 6 at the
wow,
same time. 2 of them
That's-
are research books.
that's ambitious.
There's 2 research books, short stories by Anton Chekhov, and then 3 fun books.
But
That's-
if you
That's a lot.
Hunter, if you asked me to pre-read, or Tim, when I was reading yours to write a blurb, those I will burn through. Like suddenly I have like a deadline. So if I have a
That's
deadline,
cool.
I'll bang through it quick. But it
Oh,
took
yeah.
me like, I just read Q Island, and that took me like 6 months, maybe
Really?
more.
I swear I lent that to you in 2013.
You probably did. Because you know what? I started reading it, and then I put it down, and then one day I was like going up to Maine, and I was like, oh, I got to finish this book. So,
And then I left Maine and I said, oh, I got to finish that book.
This year's been a crazy year for reading for me. I think according to Goodreads, I read over like 70 books or something crazy.
Yeah.
I've never read that much in my life. Usually like 30 is good.
I set my goal at 70 this year.
Jesus.
I think I'm at 107 right now or something.
Jeez.
It's getting ridiculous. But
That's
you know what? I like
crazy.
reading. I'd
Oh,
rather
yeah.
that than right now, man. I have a house full of women. They are all plugged into the Hallmark channel that plays
Ah.
the Christmas movies
Yes.
here on in.
So you
So-
gotta escape.
Exactly. I'm not going to sit
Yeah.
there and watch that.
I mean, reading's better than The Walking Dead too. Like anything you read is probably better than that show, right?
Especially if you're reading the Walking Dead comics.
Yeah.
They're way better too.
Yes.
Look, Tim, we talk about this all the time. So I watched The Walking Dead, and then I
Mhm.
listened to a couple of podcasts about it. And one thing is Hunter and I have been watching zombie movies since most of these people, like before these people were born. So it's so funny listening to like non-horror people who are into The Walking Dead,
Yeah.
talk about zombies and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, they didn't. They don't have to be bit. If they die, they just come back." And I'm like, "Yeah, didn't you see any of the Romero movies? Like,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Did you? I feel like being like the old man saying, "Get off my lawn."
yeah. I become a
Get outta
curmudgeon,
here.
but I'm like, they get so surprised for things that we're just like, oh God, yes.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's kind of good because I feel like that show kind of jump started the whole horror genre in TV. It's so big now. It seems like every network is doing like a horror show. Like MTV is doing horror now. You got like 3 horror shows. So I think it's good in that regard, but it's hard to watch that show sometimes.
Yeah.
The way that they go from like they stay in one plot for like this one's going to be in Alexandria, then this one's going to be with the Saviors. They don't jump back and forth from plot to plot. They just go like bottle episodes. And that drives me nuts. So you don't see like Rick for 3 weeks.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's rough. My whole thing is like it's just how repetitive it's been. Like, the governor, now you get Negan. Like it seems like every like season you just get a new ultimate arch villain, and there's like no ending to it. Like one of the things when we wrote Sunfall was like we have to have a goal. We have to have our characters have an ultimate end game, like a goal to get through. And I feel like Walking Dead has no goal, and it's just like them trying to survive, and the whole storytelling is just off and lost.
Make money.
Yeah. Yep.
They're very manipulative. I will swear on a stack of Bibles that last year when Glenn died, but then showed back up again, that was them doing market research to say, if we kill this guy, are we going to lose any viewers?
Right.
They didn't lose any, and they're like, all right, pull the trigger, you can kill him.
I know.
That's a great point.
And then when they came back with that first episode this year, you noticed that they didn't show who died until either the first or second commercial break.
Right.
I will bet everything that the commercial spots for that gap doubled in price.
Oh, I bet.
They knew nobody was turning off their television. And they did that not to serve the story.
Nope.
They did that to serve their pockets.
That's what pissed me off about that episode so much, is that waste of 20 minutes or whatever it was. Oh, so infuriating.
I will not watch that show. I wait a half hour and then I watch it so I can fast forward commercials, because the second half of that show is all commercials.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Ever since Darabont though left that show, it's gone downhill.
Well, for us, but for AMC, it's
it's
ton
a
of
gold
money.
mine. Yeah,
whatever. Hey, you know what? It's keeping horror alive. It gave us Bates Motel and The Exorcist and
Do you watch Ash vs. Evil Dead?
I love Ash vs. Evil Dead. What about
I have the first season on Blu-ray. I think I started I think I'm like 4 episodes in, and I just haven't gotten a chance to finish it.
Groovy.
But the great thing is the plot doesn't matter. It's just it's just okay. This happened. We got to do this, and then just awesome stuff happens every week.
Yeah, and plus Bruce Campbell's hilarious.
Yeah.
I find his sense of humor just hysterical.
Total misogynist jerk and lots of blood. That's all you need.
Oh, it's so gory, that show. But it's like so gory, over the top gory, that it's like just ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
Lucy Lawless still looks amazing.
I know. What the hell is she drinking?
Yeah, she looks really good.
I think she's actually possessed.
She might be.
All right, so we're going to let you go, so that way you can watch the election results.
Oh,
with your wife.
I thought you guys were saving me from that.
So where can people find out more about you?
About me? You could go to my Facebook page. Just type in author Tim Meyer. Should pop up. My blog is timmeyerwrites.com. I have interviews with other authors on there, so you could check them out. They're pretty cool. And or you could go to Amazon, where all my books are available for purchase.
And it's Meyer.
Correct.
Meyer.
No.
Or like I always do, Myers.
Yeah, everyone does that. They always add an S.
I have a friend, Tom Myers.
Oh.
And you're Tim Meyer, so it's
too close.
It's too hard.
I'll change my name. I'll
put it up on the screen correctly.
Yes. By this time next year, I want you to be writing under the pen name Dick Gazinia.
And with that,
I always take it right into the gutter.
Ugh.
I held out for as long as I could.
well, we were talking about Jersey, so we might as well
Exactly.
end up in the gutter.
There you go. Flexing
Just
like
kidding,
that.
my friends in New Jersey. The new Tappan Zee Bridge. We're so excited to get over there.
We're all connected. All right, man. Hey, thanks for coming on the show, and we got to have you on again.
Hey, no problem.
You're now an honorary Monster Man.
Thank you, sirs.
Welcome to the club.
I'll see you in a few days again.
Yes, hopefully.
And
Don't
we'll see
forget
the
the-
rest of you on Monster
Monster Man.